Friday from Joburgtv News, I'm Kyela with your top stories. EFF held its first post-election briefing. Bapedi acting king challenges a Supreme Court of Appeal decision, and allegations of irregular transactions with Gupta companies emerge at commission. Yesterday, the EFF held its first media briefing after the 2019 elections at its headquarters in Braamfontein. Our field reporter Precious Mola reports.
Economic freedom fighters leader Julius Malema has accused the African National Congress for winning Gauteng fraudulently following 2019 general elections. Malema was speaking at the party's media briefing in Braamfontein on Thursday. He says there is no way the ANC could have won over 50% of votes.
The ANC in reality, comrades, is that it didn't win elections in Gauteng. They've manipulated like they did in 2014. It's okay. One, the EFF must work hard to increase the numbers so that you don't allow manipulation. The ANC didn't get 50%. The ANC is going to govern Gauteng through fraud.
Malema has also raised concerns over reports of double voting after 20 people were allegedly arrested for trying to vote more than once. He says Parliament should give a clear mandate to the IEC to modernize its voting system to avoid issues in the next elections.
The EFF is concerned with the reports of double voting and believe that to avoid mistakes and to properly understand the nature and extent of the problem, the IEC should hire independent auditors to look into the extent, scale and scope of double voters. When the 2021 local government election happened, IEC should have modernized its system and monitoring capacity to prevent double or triple voting.
Furthermore, he says the EFF is going to take over the city of Tshwane and it will be led by an EFF leader regardless of whether or not the leader is from Tshwane. Malema has not yet mentioned the name of the proposed leader.
Let leaders of EFF in Tshwane lead the municipality of Tshwane. Why should there be someone from Tshwane who's going to lead Tshwane municipality? What are you saying about those people of the EFF who continue to increase votes of the EFF in Tshwane? Let EFF leaders in Tshwane lead the municipality in Tshwane. Let's do it in a manner that is not going to be disruptive. If the DA refuses, then these other options will come in.
The EFF has further reiterated the demand for President Cyril Ramaphosa to reduce the cabinet and do away with deputy minister. I'm Precious Mola, Joburgtv News, Braamfontein.
The office of Bapedi acting king Kahuri Sikukone is going to challenge a decision by the Supreme Court of Appeal to dismiss his application for leave to appeal a ruling declaring Tulari Sikukone III as Bapedi ruler. The Nhlapho Commission on Traditional Leadership in 2019 ruled that Tulari Sikukone III as the king of Bapedi and Kahuri Sikukone took their decision to court. Spokesperson of Kahuri Sikukone's office, Samson Pakwawo, says they will accept any decision of the Constitutional Court. Transnet electrical engineer Francis Kyela will assume the hot seat at the State Capture Commission in Parktown today. The parastatal's acting group CEO, Muhammad Mohammadi, read his testimony yesterday. He testified about alleged irregular transactions entered into by former executives with Gupta-linked companies, Regiment's Capital and Trillion. Mohammadi said Transnet's former treasurer, Petolo Ramsibudi, prepared a document requesting then acting chief financial officer, Gary Peter, to approve interest rate swaps for bank loans, which would ultimately see Transnet unjustifiably pay 3.2 billion rand in interest repayments. He says this was done without a formal contract. And now Ayanda Vezi has your sports news.
It's a happy Friday indeed, Gail, and let's get into it with your sports stories. It's a controversial situation between the IAAF and the World Medical Association about Caster Semenya future. World Medical Association says it's unethical for the doctors to do this type of testing and confirmed that the IAAF sent them Caster Semenya's details to do the test and give her medication to suppress her testosterone levels. The World Medical Association also says they should respect the dignity of women and men and should also respect doctors not to tell them to prescribe medicine for anything but for medical indications. Athletics South Africa plans to appeal the latest IAAF ruling to the Court of Switzerland before the end of this month. In your rugby news, Crusaders are ready to take on the Stormers. Coach Scott Robertson has named his side for the Saturday Super Rugby clash against the Stormers at Newlands. The names include a big comeback of All Blacks lock Sam Whitelock to captain the Crusaders. And lastly, in your tennis news, Roger Federer saved the 2 match points against Bonacoric to advance to the quarterfinals of the Italian Open yesterday, as defending champions Rafael Nadal and top seeded Novak Djokovic raced it through in straight sets. Federer came through 2-6, 6-4 and 7-6 against the 13-seeded Coric. Federer, a 4-time finalist in Rome, trailed 0-4 before dropping the first set, coming back in second and saving 2 match points in the third set tie-break. That's it from me, Anda Vezi. Catch Umamchali with your full bulletin at midday. Goodbye.
Let's take a look at your traffic and weather updates.
Here's your traffic and weather updates this morning. Randburg on the N1 traffic lights are not working. Expect heavy traffic towards the William Nicol Drive off-ramp. Bucklow on the N3, an accident after Marlborough Drive exit. Expect heavy traffic towards the scene. Bryanston at Grasverneur Road traffic lights are not working, causing heavy traffic between the Witkoppen Road and the Bryanston Drive. And now with your weather updates, Johannesburg is at 16 degrees Celsius. Soweto is at a high of 23 degrees Celsius. Midrand is at 14 degrees Celsius. And now back to the news desk.
And that's it from the team and I. Catch you next bulletin at midday. Goodbye.